everybody, it's Bonnie coming to you live from my home, my makeshift craft room that I've come up with here. Do a little painting by some of my online stuff with you. Tonight we're gonna paint witches' hats. Ooh, let's get ready for Halloween. I've got two of them here. One is your larger door hanger, the other one is the medium interchangeable. And we're going to paint both of them so that it could go on a door and on the interchanger by the door at the same time. I'm going to paint them the same color to match so they have a continued look through the front door. As you remember last night I did the welcome banner, and on it had a little witch's hat. Let me find my witch's hat from that. It's in my stack here. Here it is. And the only thing I'm painting different on that versus this is on this one I made the buckle orange. On this one I'm going to make the buckles yellow. So, but we got the teeny tiny little witch's hat. This is the little, I don't know, he's maybe 2 inches tall, maybe 2.5. We're going to paint these. They're a little bit bigger. This is should be 5.5 to 6 inch for an interchangeable to go on the welcome interchangeable. And then the bigger one that goes on your door, which is, I think, 10.5 inches. So it's not too terribly big. It's not like the giant 20-something inch ones. But it's a good enough size one. We're going to be working with 3 colors. I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see all this while I'm painting. Let's see. So comments will be hard for me to see, just so you know. But I've got some purple, some yellow, and some black. I am going to be starting with my lightest color, which is the yellow. And one of the reasons I like to start with the lighter colors is because the darker will cover them up if I make any mistakes with it. So I'm going to take the yellow here and paint the buckles. Usually yellow takes 2 layers. As you come on, make sure you say hello to me. Let me know you're there. I got a few of you on, but nobody's talking. All you gotta do is say hi. Don't be shy. Just let me know you're there. That's all. So, and just so everybody knows, Tuesday through Friday, we have happy hour from 3 to 5 at the studio where interchangeables and door hangers are buy 2, get 1 free. So it's a good deal if you've got kids at home that still need to craft during all of this pandemic and are looking for stuff for them to do. Hi, Lori. Thank you for joining me. The good thing about our door hangers that I really like is the fact that they are etched with the lines in there. So I'm not having to guess where I got to be painting everything, and I don't have to be a painting artist. I'll hold one of these up closer to the camera just a mirror so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the etched lines. So look, this is the littler one. See how it's got the lines already etched on it for me to stay in? I don't have to worry about adding where this all should go and guessing that my lines are going to be straight. They're all right there. So I'm going to do a second layer on it to make this yellow a little more vibrant. And if I ever decided I wanted to do something besides with the lines I got lines on, all you do is paint on the back side. The back side has nothing on it, no lines or nothing, so I can paint whatever design I wanted there. If I decided instead of a witch's hat, I wanted to make this a birthday party hat, I could do that. I'm using acrylic paint. It's just the apple barrel kind you buy at Walmart. Works perfectly fine for this type of painting. You can pick them up. They run like 50 cents a bottle, so they're really inexpensive. Any acrylic paint, you can pick acrylic paint up at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. They have some expensive acrylic paints, but you don't need expensive ones for something like this. This is just hobby. We're not making an elaborate picture. And I forgot to get water, so I'm going to run real quick and grab some water. Actually, right over here to the sink. Let me get over here. I'm still here. I'm just over at the sink getting the water. Paper towels here so I can dry my paintbrush off with it. When you're painting, you always want to make sure you keep your paintbrushes clean. Don't jab them to your bottom of them. Just tap them side to side on the thing. Usually is well enough to get any paint out of them. And always dry them off. If you're not going to use it again, lay them down flat. Don't turn them this way because then the water will go down into here as it's drying. So we're going to go to the next color instead. Purple. Next color of darkness is purple, so we're going to color the band in there in your purple. What is everyone's favorite Halloween movie? Something that you watch every year. I love watching Halloween Town, but my favorite by all means is Hocus Pocus. Let that dry and I'm going to come back and do a second layer on it. Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's your favorite Halloween movie? I know the story of Casper, but I didn't know it was into a movie like where you can sit and watch it at nighttime. I'll have to make sure I catch that one because I bet it's probably a fun one. I don't do scary movies real well, so Halloween's kind of hard for me with movies because too many of them are scary. Like, I don't like Friday the 13th and those where they have, like, all the killing and gore and scary people. I like fun ones. So here's a painter's tip. When you're painting, you need to remember when you dip your paintbrush into your paint that you only need to dip the tip of it into it. You don't need to dip it down real deep, because getting paint on the metal part has no effect on it, because the paint does not go down into your bristles. So you don't want to get the paint any more than what your bristles are. So if you've got a big old bucket of paint and you're painting, you don't want to get it up too deep on your paintbrush. Just up to the bristles is all you got to worry about. And as you paint with acrylics, this type of paint, you don't want to leave puddles of paint. You want it to just be smooth and nice and neat. I'm a outline and fill in type painter. So that's why you see my outline and then I fill it in. And your flat brushes, the ones that are like this where they're kind of square on the end, are really good for doing distance. So the Casper movie must be probably like a funny comedy type movie that you could watch with kids and family and not feel like you have to have someone there to protect you later on that night. So on my other half, he loves watching scary movies. He can watch alien movies and adventure, like exciting movies, action and adventure movies and stuff, and I just can't deal with all of that. Okay, so that's the first layer on that one. So let me come back and do a second layer on the little one. You'll see how much richer the color gets when you put that second layer on. See how much richer that gets when the second layer gets put on it. My live tonight's not going to be too terribly long. Oh, I don't mind the action and adventure ones. I like when it's like cop movies and things like that, or people fighting and stuff, but I don't like the alien type movies and the monsters like that. Scary, definitely. I know he knows that. So he knows if it's a super scary movie that he better not suggest watching it, because I cannot sit through it. I will get up and leave. But it's kind of the joy of having my own little craft room here, is because I can just come in here and paint, fiddle on my computer, design some more stuff, make some decals, whatever I decide I want to do without having to worry about it while he's watching those movies. And then I also have the option of just going into the bedroom and sitting in there and watching TV. I'm just not a big TV watcher in general, though. There's certain movies, certain shows I watch that he doesn't like either. Like, he doesn't like any hospital shows. And I'm a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. been watching it since it originally came out. So when him and I first got together, I would tape my Grey's Anatomy so that when he wasn't around, I could sit and watch it. Felt like it was kind of like my little guilty pleasure to watch my Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, Stranger Things, I watched it, he watched it. I didn't get into it, but I did watch it. I just thought it was kind of a weird show. I didn't like it. The fact that it seems like it was some evil from another dimension. But I could sit there while it was on TV. It didn't make me get all goosebumpy. So when you're painting these door hangers, one thing you all remember is to always let your colors dry before you do another color next to it. So in this case, I was making sure my yellow was dry before I did my purple. And then I'm going to make sure this purple is dry before I lay down my black next to it, because the black will be all here and here. If not, when they get next to each other, sometimes they'll muddle and get all kind of, you know. We do have shows we watch together, but not a whole lot because, like I said, he watches TV all day long. That's his favorite pastime. Fishing and TV watching. If he could figure out how to get the TV on his boat, I'd never see him. And I know it can be done, but we're not telling him because then I'd never see him at home. So I'm going to use my smaller square brush to do the outlining on the black part, but then I'm going to come back with a bigger one and do some of the fill-in of it, some of the other painting with it. So his favorite shows are things that have to do with dancing and motorcycle riding. Weirdest combination things, but not together. They don't dance and have to ride a motorcycle at the same time, but he likes them when they do break dancing, the movies that shows that have about break dancing in them. And they like shows that have to do with motorcycle riding. And those I watch with him. We just got finished watching the Cobra Kai series. So Halloween's going to be a little bit different this year. I wonder if they're going to let kids go trick-or-treating. See, so now I'm going to use my bigger flat to get more coverage. Because it would take me forever using that little one to get all this painted. Still want to make sure as you're painting you're not leaving puddles of paint around. For one, it takes it longer for drying, and two, it makes it not as smooth. The witches' hats will be something we'll have available in the studio where you can pick them up. You can either pick them up and paint them as a kit, take them home, paint them as a kit, or you can paint them in a studio, studio during any open house, open paint type thing. It is not our door hanger of the month for next month. That will be a pumpkin. I just like the witch's hat, so I wanted to paint it. The pumpkins that we have, they're going to be, they look kind of like, well, not kind of, this is the pumpkin. This is the little interchangeable of the pumpkin. This will be the one of the next, for next month. The interchangeable of the month and the door hanger of the month. By being the one of the month, it gets it a little bit cheaper. But this one will be available. We'll still probably run our happy hour painting, which is buy two, get a third free when you take them home. Now our take-home kits are just the wood or the wooden stencil if it's a stencil design. It does not include the paint. We do have paint available that you could purchase to take, or you can use the paint you have at home. Because these get painted simply with acrylic, most people have the paints at home. But we do have them available to purchase if people need to purchase paint. Like I'll do up a special package that'll have probably the black, the yellow, and the purple in it. That'll be listed as witch's hat. So you could buy the whole package with it. And I think we sell, I'm not sure of the pricing, but I do know that we have a 3-color package thing with some stuff in it like that. So we'll probably end up doing a 3-color one for the witch's hat. Or I'll probably maybe do a Halloween mix for the holiday that'll have like the Halloween colors in it. So if you don't want to do the yellow, you'd rather have an orange, it might have an orange in there, maybe an orange and maybe a green. So it's a 5-color pack, and it'll be the Halloween, like a Halloween color pack. Cost of wood has gone up, and we decided instead of raising our prices of our projects, it was easier just to take the paint out and let everybody buy paint that needs it. That way you're only painting, buying what you need. If you're doing something that includes, they come in these nice little jars that are screwable and they last for a long time. They're not the little plastic condiment cups that we've been using. We got nicer little containers for them. But they, the paint would last you for a long time. I mean, you see, I barely used any out of these of the yellow and the purple. So they would last you more than just your one project as well. And the way we do our pricing is that the kits are the same cost when you come in the studio. However, in the studio you get to use our paints, and there's no cost to use the paints then when you're using them right there in the studio. It's when you take them home that you have to buy paint to go home if you don't already have paint at home. Now, if you have paint at home, you don't have to buy it. You just use what you've got. And that's how we're avoiding raising our prices. If we'd kept the paint with the kits, we would have had to raise the price up some, because the wood's costing us more than what it did. We do our open paints. I know on Wednesdays we have our wind down Wednesday, which is similar to an open paint. You just order ahead of time what you're going to come in. So if I know you're coming in to paint door hangers, you would just let us know that you're coming in that day and you'll paint door hangers. So you register for that day and you put in the comments, we'll pick out when I get there. We'll pick out door hangers when I get there, and we know that you're going to do that. Yeah, definitely this is great for kids. This is the perfect thing for little kids to paint because it has the lines already on it. Super easy. I have actually, when you look into the studio, I have 50-something designs of the interchangeables, and any of the interchangeables can be cut larger to make a door hanger. So if he's looking for one for his bedroom of a certain design, if you know you're coming in on a certain day, you can say, hey, I'm coming in on Saturday for the open paint, and my son wants to do a monster truck. I can cut him out a monster truck door hanger. You know, or my son wants to do a TikTok. I can do the TikTok design. My son wants to do a frog. I can cut him out a frog. I have a lot of different designs. I've got police cars, ambulances. You pretty much name it, I can find it. The only thing I've come up with so far that I haven't been able to make into one is someone wanted a raccoon. And I didn't have a raccoon design to use. I have another design I could have made into it, but it would have taken some time to do it, and they weren't ordering ahead of time. They wanted to paint it right then. So we had to work with what we had. So they're both painted. I'm going to let them dry a little. I'll put a spray coat of poly spray on them. That way they'll be good for the weather. Then we take a cord, a piece of twine or ribbon, and put in here. And that's how you hang it up for it. That's really all there is to it. They're simple, they're easy. Anyone can paint them. It's like painting, you know, painting by numbers, except there's no numbers and you use whatever colors you want. I could have made this a red, white, and blue patriotic hat if I wanted to. But today I just wanted to get on a little bit just to chat with everyone. I'm trying to do 30 days of live. I think I'm on day 5 or 6, so be looking every night for me to come on. I try to do it around this time only because it's easier because I'm at home, but some days when we're at the studio doing some painting, it may be during the middle of the day there. And if you're coming on this time, you can just watch it on the replay, and just if you're watching on the replay, put hashtag replay. You'll know you're watching on the replay if the red live is not over here in the corner. If there's not a red live in the corner, then you know you're watching on the replay. And just write hashtag replay so I know at least you came in and saw me. Facebook messes with the algorithm so much, so we decided that we would try this to see if this helps to get more things seen on our page. It also gives me a chance to let everybody know about upcoming stuff. So if they want to come into the studio to do some painting or some activity, they'll know what we got going on. We've been rather slow because of the pandemic, but that's expected for everyone. We are a family-owned business, so it's just me and my sister that run it, obviously, 2 sisters. So we try to be a little, cautious of what we're doing, and we are, I think, a little overzealous on the sanitizing of stuff. But we're trying to stay floating. We're trying to keep our business open for all of you. Every other DIY studio that we know of practically has been closing down. So we're trying to keep active, keep y'all in there, keep the kids busy with everything going on. Kids are staying busy. They're a little more happier. We got some kids' night events going on. I think we got a teen glow in the dark this month. Kids night will be this Friday. So, and we still have openings if anyone's interested in it. It's a rarity because we've been selling them out, so. I think mainly because we've got 2 of them this month is making a little bit of difference. We decided to open it up and have 2 each month to keep these kids busy. There's the teeny tiny one. And I do have a ghost design too. He's super cute. I don't have him here at home. I think I got a picture of what it looks like. It's like, see this little guy down here? That's the ghost I have. I have him. So, and I can cut him out large if you wanted to do a ghost versus a witch's hat. So that's it for tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow night, do some more painting. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna paint tomorrow night, but I'm sure I can come up with something. I do have a geometrical R in my basket still here to do, and I've got some beaded garland. I might make some beaded garland tomorrow. I gotta go do some stuff in the morning time, and I'll go by the studio. If I go by the studio, I'll pick up the twine so I can do the beaded garland and show y'all how to make a twine tassel for it even. One of our projects that we'll have, and it's great for decorating on tier trays or with holiday decorations, if you're doing like a center table, things like that. The beaded garland is really popular right now. So, but that's it for tonight. I will catch all of y'all later. Bye. Oh, Jennifer just came on. You got your pumpkin already out. Okay. I'm going. Night, everyone.